Hello everyone, now we are going to discuss the significance of partition coefficient on tissue permeation. As we have discussed earlier, tissue permeation depends on two factors. The factors are broadly classified into two types: the physicochemical properties of the drug and the physiological barriers. And the partition coefficient is one of the physicochemical properties of the drug. In the current session, we will be discussing the effect of partition coefficient on tissue permeation. As said earlier, in the current session, we will be discussing the effect of partition coefficient, which is one of the physicochemical properties of the drugs, on tissue permeation of drugs. The effect of partition coefficient on tissue permeation. So first, what is partition coefficient? Partition coefficient is a measurement of drug's lipophilicity and an indication of its ability to cross cell membrane. I repeat, a measurement of drug's lipophilicity and an indication of its ability to cross cell membrane is the oil-water partition coefficient in systems such as octanol water and chloroform water. Now coming to the definition, partition coefficient is defined as the ratio of unionized drug distributed between the organic and the aqueous phases at equilibrium. The ratio of unionized drug distributed between the organic and the aqueous phases at equilibrium. It is given by the equation Ko by W is equals to C oil by C water at equilibrium. Now the partition coefficient is the measure of lipophilicity of the drug. The higher the lipophilicity of a drug, easier it will be for the drug molecules to penetrate the lipid cell membrane. And thus lipophilic drugs show higher distribution rates than the polar drugs. One more important point is the unionized form of the drug is more lipophilic than the ionized form. Unionized form of the drug is lipophilic than the ionized form. Hence, pKa of the drug determines the relative amounts of ionized and unionized forms of the drugs in addition to the pH of the blood and ECF. One more important parameter is effective partition coefficient. So before that, the overall permeability of a drug through the lipoidal membrane, it depends on both pH and pKa. As discussed earlier, we know that the overall permeability of a drug through the lipoidal membrane, it depends on both pH and pKa. In case of polar drugs, where the permeability is the rate limiting step in distribution, the driving force is the effective partition coefficient of the drug. In case of polar drugs, where permeability is the rate limiting step in the distribution, the driving force is the effective partition coefficient of the drug. What is effective partition coefficient? Effective Ko by W is calculated by the equation fraction of drug unionized at pH 7.4 into partition coefficient of unionized drug. I repeat, effective Ko by W is given by fraction of drug unionized at pH 7.4 into partition coefficient of unionized drug. Now, how effective partition coefficient is applicable? For example, if two drugs have similar partition coefficient, if they have same Ko by W, the difference in their pKa values leads to the change in their effective partition coefficient, and hence it is an indicative of different absorption or distribution patterns. If two drugs have same partition coefficient, their pKa values are responsible for the different absorption patterns. For example, when we consider salicylic acid and phenobarbital, we can see that both the drugs show different time to reach the equilibrium between blood and cerebrospinal fluid. So when we consider two drugs, phenobarbital and salicylic acid, we know that the partition coefficient of both the drugs are almost similar, but we can see that the time to reach equilibrium is different for both the drugs. Phenobarbital reaches 50% equilibrium quickly when compared to salicylic acid. It takes only 4 minutes to reach 50% of the equilibrium, whereas salicylic acid it takes 115 minutes. Why? The difference is attributed to the pKa values of those drugs. Though they have similar lipid profile, they have similar lipophilic profile, because of the difference in their pKa values, they show different pattern of absorption. For example, phenobarbital is a weakly acidic drug whose pKa is 8.1, whereas salicylic acid is a strong acid with a pKa of 3. And since phenobarbital is a weak acid, it exists in the unionized form in plasma at pH 7.4 when compared to salicylic acid. That is, at pH 7.4, the fraction of unionized form of phenobarbital is more when compared to fraction of unionized form of salicylic acid. Since the fraction of unionized form of phenobarbital is more, it gets absorbed or it gets distributed rapidly when compared to salicylic acids. So this is the application of effective partition coefficient. The effective partition coefficient is also used to determine the rapidity of drug distribution. For example, when we take two drugs, thiopental and salicylic acid, thiopental is a weak acid whereas salicylic acid is a strong acid, and the effective partition coefficient of thiopental at pH 7.4 is 2, whereas the effective partition coefficient of salicylic acid is just 0.005. Since the effective partition coefficient of thiopental is more when compared to salicylic acid, it distributes at a rapid speed. The relative distribution rate is 80 times more than the salicylic acid. The relative distribution rate of thiopental is 80 times more than the salicylic acid. So this is the significance of effective partition coefficient. So now coming to the final physicochemical properties, that is stereochemical nature of the drug. It is of minute importance. The stereochemical nature of the drug will influence the distribution pattern, especially when the drug has a tendency to interact with macromolecules like proteins. And the tissue localization of certain drugs is an indication of stereoselectivity in the distribution. By this we complete the physicochemical properties of the drug that affect the tissue permeation. In the next session, we will discuss the various physiological barriers. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe for further videos on biopharmaceutics.